How I would start a bookkeeping business in 2024. I'm going to tell you exactly what I would do if I was starting all over again. If this is our first time meeting, my name is Zach Pasquarello. I started my bookkeeping business 4 years ago. Now I just make these YouTube videos because honestly, I love talking about my bookkeeping business and I really enjoy helping people just like you start and grow your own bookkeeping business the exact same way I did. The key here is that I'm telling you everything that I've learned over the past 4 years. That way you can fast track to success. You can avoid making all of the mistakes that I made and you can grow your bookkeeping business so fast. Everything I talk about is all based on my own personal experience. This is not something I read in a textbook. This is not something I watched in a YouTube video. Everything I talk about is exactly what I have done for my own bookkeeping business. My business has more than doubled every single year for the past 4 years. Right now, I have more than 60 clients who pay me every single month for bookkeeping. I'm making more than $30,000 per month. I'm not saying that to convince you that I make a lot of money. My goal is to convince you that you can make a lot of money. Let's get started. Let me explain how I got started 4 years ago, just to provide some context. I had no experience. I had no college education related to bookkeeping, and I had no certifications or credentials whenever I started my bookkeeping business. The good news is you can start your business from scratch. You don't need any experience. If you already have work experience as a bookkeeper or an accountant, you're way ahead of where I was. If you already have a college degree in accounting, you're way ahead from where I was. If you've already taken a bookkeeping course or you already have a certification related to bookkeeping, you are way ahead of where I was. But if you don't have any of that, that's totally fine. You can also start a bookkeeping business with no experience. Let me give you some tips. Make sure you keep your full-time job for at least a little while whenever you are establishing your bookkeeping business. You want to make sure you keep your full-time job until you have at least 6 months of expenses saved up just in case of emergency. I would hate for you to quit your full-time job and run your bookkeeping business full-time and then something terribly goes wrong and then you're not able to pay your bills. You want to make sure you take care of your personal finances first. Also, make sure you have a plan for just in case if your bookkeeping business fails. That looks different for everybody, but make sure you have an idea. If I get to this date and I'm not making this much money, maybe my bookkeeping business is not working. Maybe I need to go back to my previous career, which happens, unfortunately, all the time. Starting a business is incredibly difficult. The majority of you, unfortunately, might not succeed. However, if you follow my steps, watch all of my videos, you will be more likely to succeed in your bookkeeping business because you're going to learn from all the mistakes that I've already made. Step number 1, let's jump right into it. You need to set up your business. I'm not going to go into too much detail here. This is just general business startup stuff. You got to get a business checking account. You want to register your LLC. You might want to get an EIN. Basic, general business stuff. You got to do it. You could probably watch any YouTube video and learn really quickly how to set up your business. I'm not going to talk about that. Let's jump to step number 2. You need to actually learn how to do bookkeeping. You need to learn QuickBooks. I work exclusively with the software called QuickBooks Online. If you're not familiar with it, you can get an account for free and you can become a certified QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor. That's the only certification that I think you need to be a bookkeeping business owner. Become a certified QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor. Now, this is not going to teach you everything you need to know about QuickBooks, but if you have no experience, no college education, or no credentials, just like me when I got started, Having this certification will give you the confidence to talk to potential clients in your sales calls, and you can tell them, you can answer their question when they ask you, are you qualified to be a bookkeeper? You can simply say, yes, I am a certified QuickBooks Online Pro Advisor. That's all you need to say. You are certified and qualified to do their bookkeeping. Now, I do recommend learn bookkeeping fundamentals. When I got started 4 years ago, I was actually taking my very first college class related to accounting. I was taking Intro to Accounting at an online college. I just looked it up before I made this video. You can take a college class at an online college for as cheap as $300, going up to maybe $900 for one class. Now, you don't need to do this, but I think this would be a good idea. While you're starting your business, you can do this simultaneously while you're starting everything, because taking a college class is going to take 4 months. So enroll next semester at your local community college, take an online class. It might cost you anywhere from $300 to $900. It's not necessary, but I think it will give you a ton of information on basic accounting fundamentals, bookkeeping fundamentals, debits, credits, assets, liabilities, equity, balance sheet, income statement. It's going to teach you the basics of accounting, bookkeeping fundamentals that will help you be a better bookkeeper. Not necessary, but I would recommend doing it. That's what I did when I started my bookkeeping business. Side note, lucky for me, I just recently got out of the Army, so I actually had the GI Bill, so I was able to go back to college for free. So luckily for me, I didn't have to spend money, but I really think it's worth it. $500, more or less. Take Intro to Accounting if you've never taken a college class related to accounting. Now, if you're trying to learn bookkeeping in QuickBooks, don't spend too much time on this step. This is step number 1 for starting a bookkeeping business after you have all of the regular business stuff set up. This is step number 1. Don't waste too much time because you don't have any clients right now. So if you spend 6 months trying to become a QuickBooks expert or a bookkeeping expert and you don't have any clients, you're wasting time. You're going to learn so much after you get your first client, but it takes a long time to get your first client. So spend 2 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, learn QuickBooks, learn bookkeeping, become a certified QuickBooks Pro Advisor, and then very quickly you need to move on to step number 2. So step 1, learn bookkeeping, learn QuickBooks. You can continuously learn bookkeeping and QuickBooks throughout this entire process. Just spend 2 to 4 weeks, get comfortable, get certified, learn the basics. Step number 2, you need to start developing your marketing strategy. Don't waste any time doing anything else. Spend 2 to 4 weeks, learn bookkeeping, learn QuickBooks, develop your marketing strategy. Now, if you're anything like me, when I got started, I did not want to spend any money on my bookkeeping business. I did not want to pay for advertising. I didn't want to hire a social media manager because I didn't have a lot of money when I got started. So I did everything on my own, and it's possible, it's doable. All you need is social media. Now, before we get started on social media marketing, I do want to mention a couple things. You should get a website. You should get Google My Business profile. Those are the only 2 things that I did when I got started. You can get a website by going to squarespace.com. They have a ton of easy to use templates. This video is not sponsored by Squarespace. I just love using Squarespace. I use them for my business. Super easy to use. You can use their templates and you just plug in your business information. You can very quickly make a very professional looking website. And then Google My Business. You want to set up your business on Google Maps. That way when people search for a bookkeeper in your town, you will pop up. And then you want to try to get Google reviews on your Google My Business profile. The more reviews you have, the more legitimate it makes your business. I have over 130 5-star Google reviews on my bookkeeping business, and that helps establish so much credibility and trust with people searching for a bookkeeper. Now, let me just say real quick, in the description of this video, you will find a ton of resources for you if you're trying to start or grow your bookkeeping business. I have a full course that goes over all of this information in incredible detail that will give you everything you need for starting your own bookkeeping business from start to finish. I have one-on-one consultations. I have a ton of digital downloads at my website, harrisburgbookkeeping.com/store. I have a 30-day social media marketing strategy guide on my website. I have the client agreement template that I use for my clients on my website. I have a sales pitch on my website. I've got a ton of resources. Totally recommend check out everything. I also have a ton of free resources. Okay, so once you've learned QuickBooks and bookkeeping, step number 1. Step number 2, develop a marketing strategy. Do everything on social media after you have your website and your Google My Business profile set up. Social media strategy, I'm not going to go into a ton of detail. I have hundreds of other videos that go into more detail, but the basics. It's a 4-step process. Step number 1, create social media marketing content every single day. Step number 2, find prospective clients. Step number 3, connect with them, whether it's Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, doesn't matter. This strategy works for all social media. Connect with prospective clients, which in this case are business owners. And then finally, step number 4, engage with your community online. Interact with your new friends. Build relationships with your new Facebook friends or your new LinkedIn connections so that you can establish trust with these people so that they're more likely to hire you in the future. The key here is consistency and commitment. Let me give you a quick example. If you walk a mile today, you're probably not going to improve your fitness or get better at walking or lose weight if you just walk a mile today. That's pretty simple. Most people can do it. But if I challenge you to walk a mile every day for the next 6 months, that is incredibly difficult. Really simple, but incredibly difficult. But I guarantee you, you will improve your fitness, get better at walking, potentially lose weight if you walk a mile every day for 6 months. The exact same concept applies to this social media marketing strategy. If you do it for 1 day, you're not going to grow your business. If you do it every single day for 6 months, or in my case, 4 years, I guarantee you will grow your business. You need to be consistent every day, and you need to commit to a long-term goal. Okay, so you've done marketing, you've put out a ton of content, you've grown your audience, you've interacted with your community. Now you need to do sales. It's so simple. Just send a message to all of your new Facebook friends, all of your new LinkedIn connections, all of your new Instagram followers. Send a message to all of them and say, hey, I'm a bookkeeper. Let me know if you ever need help with your QuickBooks, or some variation of that sales pitch. You can be as creative as you want, be as simple as you want. Doesn't matter, but you got to reach out to these people. That's exactly how I got my first client in December of 2020. I sent him a message. He was a business owner. I said, hey, I'm a bookkeeper. Let me know if you ever need help with your QuickBooks. Okay, so you've learned QuickBooks and bookkeeping. You did marketing. You did some sales. Now, bonus, you can broaden your marketing strategy. You can do more things than just social media marketing. You can do search engine optimization with your website. You can write a blog on your website. You can develop an email marketing campaign. You can go to live networking groups. There are hundreds of ways that you can do marketing. It doesn't matter what you do. You just have to be consistent and commit to a long-term goal. Okay, now let's say, for example, you get your first client. Marketing and sales is the hardest part of starting a bookkeeping business, but delivering high-quality customer service is step number 3 to starting and growing your bookkeeping business. Delivering high-quality customer service is the most important part. Sales and marketing is the hardest. Customer service is the most important because you just spent so much time on sales and marketing trying to get your first client. Now it's so important that you keep your clients, because if you constantly lose your clients and then have to get new clients, it's going to be so difficult for you to grow your business. So you need to actually deliver high quality customer service. That way, your current clients will refer you to other business owners. So your bookkeeping business can grow naturally by word of mouth. Finally, step number 4, you have to work really, really hard. There is no shortcut to success. There is no magic secret to starting and growing a successful bookkeeping business. Don't ever let anybody tell you this is easy, because this is actually incredibly difficult. Staying consistent, committing to a long-term goal, managing your time, being disciplined to be an entrepreneur, self-employed business owner. It's incredibly difficult, but it's so rewarding. I would not trade my entrepreneur journey for any career in the world. I absolutely love what I do. I'm so passionate about bookkeeping. I hope this video helps you start and grow your own bookkeeping business. If you haven't already, totally recommend subscribe to my channel. I'm posting new videos every single week designed specifically to help people just like you start and grow their own bookkeeping business.